Hi, my name's Olivia. I chose to do my painting project over this painting called Tobit and Anna. It's by the artist Rembrandt. This painting, it was painted in 1626, and the medium that Rembrandt used was oil on canvas. This painting's definitely a representational painting because it's very here now and stand still, and the paintings of like a direct moment that happened, and you can pick out the different objects, like the different people and the goat and the chair and the settings that it was in. The subject of this painting, it was taken from the cryptal book of Tobit. Tobit was a wealthy, strict man to Mosaic law, and he lost all of his money and he went blind. So Anna, his wife, was then forced to work, and she did a lot of sewing and washing. One day, Anna, when she was holding this kid goat, as you can see down there, and Tobit got upset about it because he thought that she had stole it, and that's how you can see his hands are folded up because he was upset, and that just shows his feelings behind that. This painting from Rembrandt, he used it a lot to show his knack for religious themes and a lot of emotion. These emotions related around concepts such as joy and anguish. As he got older, his paintings improved, impressing feelings like that would increase with finite detail, and he turned from starting off as a timid painter to a bold painter with more lifelike scenes. Like you can see, looking at the history of Rembrandt, he started off with a lot of self-portraits, and then he continued to go on to do more lifelike scenes that involved more people. Some more on the subject of this painting that you can't really see. They noted that there was a spinning wheel that is in the background of the painting, and they covered this up to focus more on the anguish from Tobit's hands, so you could really feel the emotion from him. Showing this spinning wheel would have told some more of like the wife's story from her standpoint, where she was really struggling to make ends meet, and she's just kind of doing the best that she could with the situation. Rembrandt, he was really unique for his stereo blindness. This created an analysis for a number of paintings because it showed that two eyes didn't function as well together. Rembrandt didn't perceive paintings the same as others. His depth wasn't the same as the other painters, or he didn't believe that it was. He thought it was easier to draw pictures on two-dimensional canvases. This later created a modern method of teaching for different art students, that he thought it would be easier for them to cover one eye and paint and get the same effect as if they were just painting with both eyes. Rembrandt was born on July 15th, 1606, and he died October 4th, 1669. That would make him age 63. His nationality was Dutch. He was mainly known for painting and printmaking. His hometown was in the Netherlands, and whenever he got big into painting, it was during the Dutch Gold Age movement. He actually went to college at the University of Lentel, and it was actually whenever he was only like 14 years old is when he went there. During the Dutch Golden Age, it was the movement that was greatly known for its wealth and cultural achievement. Even though he achieved most of his success in his early life, and his paintings were very popular throughout Europe during his lifetime, he had very significant hardships in his later years. He liked to buy a lot of different unique works, and he had a very expensive collection, a lot more than what he could afford, and eventually he needed to liquidate his work through his bankruptcy. So that's why you can see from the time where he started painting in the beginning his self-portraits, a lot of the paintings later on, whenever he is experiencing these financial difficulties, came through in his work, just like in this one here, where he shows the financial struggles of Tobit and Anna, because he was personally struggling with some of those things too. The three main subjects that he focused on in all of his paintings were, first, the self-portraits, personal tragedies that he went through, and then financial hardships. Rembrandt, he tried to use religion in a lot of his paintings. It was kind of unique because his mom was a Roman Catholic, and then his dad, he belonged to the Dutch Reformed Church. He stuck more to the Dutch characteristics. I don't think he ever had a set home church that he went to, but he leaned more towards the Dutch atmosphere of it. He opened his first art studio in London in 1624, and he did this with someone that he graduated close with. Okay, and then I'll just go over now like why I chose this painting. Whenever I first saw it, I thought it was really interesting because there was a lot of emotions going on in the painting that you really had to pay close attention to, I guess, to figure it out. It's kind of left mysterious. And I kind of wondered if there was religion behind it, just because of the way that the artist used the paintings in the darker colors, and it just looked like the time era was not close to ours, that it was sometime in a very earlier time era. Some questions in the beginning before I did research on this that I asked myself was, I was very curious why Tobit, like why his posture was the way that it was, how he had his head back, and then his hands almost looked like they were begging, but it was more out of the anguish he felt from Anna thinking that she had stole the goat whenever she hadn't, but she was just trying to do that to provide for them. And then I just have, these are my 5 sources I found. There was the internet source that I had focused a lot on the painting and the story behind the painting. I found a book resource. It was an ebook online that focused a lot on Rembrandt and his history and how he came about. And then there was some there was an art one that focused more on the art of the painting, and that one kind of helped me distinguish different art characteristics of it. And then the others just kind of helped fill in the spaces, but overall it was a really good painting.